Welcome to Dell Technologies Connectrix Brocade B Series How-To Videos. How to configure SNMP version 3 traps via CLI on a Brocade switch. Reference Dell Knowledge article 181601. This video is created to demonstrate the configuration of SNMP version 3 traps and trap recipients via CLI. When an unusual event, error, or a status change occurs on the device, an event notification is sent to the SNMP management station. Fabric OS supports two types of event notifications: traps in SNMP version 1 and SNMP version 3, and informs in SNMP version 3. This video demonstrates the configuration of SNMP version 3 traps. All values successfully configured take effect immediately and are persistent across power cycles and reboots. When an event occurs and if the event severity level is at or below the set severity level, the SNMP trap is sent to the configured trap recipients. By default, the severity level is set to none. The following are the possible severity levels: none, critical, error, warning, informational, and debug. SNMP v3 traps configuration can be performed with the admin or root credentials. Brocade switches send out traps on port 162. Please make sure the UDP port 162 is open. To receive the SNMP traps, the username, the authentication protocol, and the privacy protocol must match between the switch and the management station. The tools required are PuTTY, SSH, Telnet enabled. Log into the switch via SSH/Telnet. Run the command snmp config-show snmp v3 command to verify the current SNMP v3 configuration on the switch. Currently there are no trap recipients configured on the switch. Brocade switch allows configuration of up to 6 SNMP v3 users with read-write and read-only access. In this example, the SNMP management station is the CMCNE application. When an event or error occurs on the switch, a SNMP trap will be sent to the CMCNE application. Run the command snmp config-set snmp v3 command to configure the SNMP users and trap recipient. Enter true if you would like to configure SNMP informs, else enter false. For more information on the SNMP informs, refer the Important Notes section towards the end of the video. Enter true if you would like to have the SNMP v3 password encrypted, else enter false. Please note that the encrypted password cannot be decrypted. Key in the SNMP username. The username must be between 2 and 32 characters long. RW indicates read-write. RO indicates read-only. Enter the authentication protocol as MD5, SHA, or no authentication. Key in the authentication password. Passwords are plain text and must be added each time for each configuration replay. The password must be between 1 and 32 characters long. If you would like to define a privacy authentication level setting, the valid values are DES, AES 128, and AES 256, else select No Priv. SNMP user with the username CMCNE has been successfully created. Similarly, here is another example of configuring SNMP user by the name admin with a privacy authentication level setting. Key in the SNMP username. Enter the authentication protocol as MD5, SHA, or no authentication. Key in the authentication password. Key in the privacy authentication level setting. Key in the privacy password that enables the host to encrypt the contents of the messages that it sends to the agent. SNMP user with the username admin has been successfully created. Follow the same procedure to configure more SNMP user, else click Enter to come out of the configuration mode. In order for an SNMP management station to receive SNMP v3 traps, the administrator must configure a trap recipient value to correspond to the IP address of the management station. Key in the IP address of the management station to which the traps has to be sent. In this example, the IP address of the CMCNE application. Enter 1 to receive traps or enter 2 to receive informs. The trap recipient must be associated with one of the above configured 6 users of SNMP v3. In this case, the trap recipient is associated with the user index 1, which is the CMCNE user. Enter the trap recipient severity level. Specify the UDP port where SNMP traps will be received. Valid port IDs range from 0 through 65,535. The default port is 162. Follow the same procedure to configure more SNMP trap recipients, else click Enter to come out of the configuration mode. Run the command snmp config-show snmp v3 command to validate the configuration. Here the SNMP user CMCNE and the trap recipient has been successfully created. The IP address of the management station must now be added to the access control list of the switch. ACLs allows you to filter out the traffic. Use the command snmp config-show access control list command to display the current configuration. Use the command snmp config-set access control list to set the IP address. Add the IP address of the management station. Enter true for the host to have the read-write access, else enter false. Follow the same procedure to add more IP address, else click Enter to come out of the configuration mode. Use the command snmp config-show access control list command to validate the configuration. Here the IP of the CMCNE application has been added to the access control list of the switch. When an event occurs and if the event severity level is at or below the set severity level, the SNMP trap is sent to the configured trap recipients. By default, the severity level is set at 0, implying that all the event traps are sent. To display the traps and MIBs supported in Fabric OS, run the command snmp traps-show command. Use the snmp config-show MIB capability command to display the configuration for all MIBs and associated traps. Run the snmp config-set MIB capability command to configure the MIBs in an interactive mode. Enter yes or no based on your requirements. Use the snmp config-show MIB capability command to validate the configuration. The MIB capability option turns certain MIBs and associated SNMP traps on or off. If a specific MIB is disabled, the corresponding traps also are disabled. If any trap group is disabled, the corresponding individual traps are also disabled. The configuration can be tested by using the snmp traps-send command, without operands, to send all supported traps to all configured SNMP trap recipients. When the command is issued to send all traps, the message returned indicates only the total number of traps sent and not the individual trap names. Else use the --send option to send a specific SNMP trap to a recipient indicated by its IP address. Here the trap by the name from history trap will be sent to the CMCNE application. The sent traps can be validated on the SNMP management station. Some important notes. Review the following for a more detailed explanation of the SNMP v3 informs. Please refer to the following online resources. The Brocade Command Reference Guide. Thank you for watching.